Social media is like a double-edged sword. No one can deny that. Sure, it makes sharing things super easy, but that same ease also opens the door to more risks and crimes. Cybercrime and online harassment, they're nothing new. We've all heard about them by now. But in a country that seems as safe as South Korea, cybercrime is really taking off. Remember the Anthem case that shook the whole nation a few years ago? South Korea is one of the most connected countries in the world, with blazing fast internet, meaning people are constantly glued to their phones. And with everyone spending so much time online, it's no surprise that online crimes are on the rise. The real issue we're facing now is that young Koreans, especially teens, are getting involved in reckless online crimes, partly because there aren't enough regulations. And one of the most alarming trends making headlines lately is deepfake pornography. Today, we're going to dive into the harsh reality of cyber sex crimes in South Korea. Imagine someone nervously telling you they've seen your private photos and videos floating around online. You're confused because you don't even remember taking those pictures. And then it hits you. You actually never did. A bunch of strangers, not just one or two, but a whole group in some chat room, have taken your face and slapped it onto pornographic material, all for their twisted amusement. And to make it worse, they're saying it's no big deal because it's not real. But seriously, how could that not be a big deal? First, let's start by understanding what deepfake technology is. Deepfake technology is all about using artificial intelligence to create fake, but very realistic-looking images or videos of people. And these days, I don't know if you've seen any of these AI videos on social media, but they look almost real. At first, this technology was mostly used for fun or entertainment, but over time people have started misusing it, especially to make non-consensual and explicit content featuring women. The deepfake scandal in South Korea really blew up in August 2024 after some investigative reports uncovered just how widespread the use of Telegram chat rooms was for sharing non-consensual deepfake pornography. The situation got even more serious when the Intermetropolitan Police's Cybercrime Investigation Unit announced on August 19th that they were looking into a person who ran a Telegram group chat, sharing these deepfake porn created with the faces of people around us. I mean, anyone around us, not celebrities, just ordinary people. This is a serious violation of privacy because it involves creating fake pornographic videos using real people's images without their consent. Recently, things took a troubling turn when deepfake videos showing explicit content with the faces of female students began to circulate in some schools like Inha University and Seoul National University, the top university in South Korea. After this news came out, it turned out that there were a lot more Telegram group chats like this across different regions and schools with thousands of people involved in each. People started catching on when users on social media began reporting strange activities in certain Telegram groups. These groups were centered around different South Korean universities and were specifically targeting female students. In many cases, the perpetrators took innocent photos from social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook and used AI-driven deepfake technology to turn them into explicit content. The women in these photos had no idea their images were being manipulated in such a disgusting way. Investigations also revealed that the victims included middle school and high school students, university students, teachers, female military personnel, acquaintances, and even family members. Yes, you heard that right, family. It's shocking, but there are Telegram chat rooms where twisted individuals share nude photos of their own sisters and mothers, making disgusting comments and bonding with others doing the same. As of August 21st, these Telegram channels had about 227,000 users actively sharing and engaging in this kind of content. To gain access to these chat rooms, members have to submit photos of a girl or woman they know, along with her personal details. And think about that. Some people are even throwing their own mothers or female relatives under the bus just to join in. These channels are targeting any woman they can, as long as they can get a picture of her. When I say women, I mean every woman imaginable, even those serving in the military. According to local media, there is a Telegram channel specifically dedicated to degrading women in South Korea's armed forces. It is suspected that military insiders are involved in this, using AI to manipulate pornographic images created from the victims' official IDs or photos, only accessible through the military's intranet. At least 30 victims have been identified from the Army, Navy, and Air Force. The channel's pinned message is full of insults, referring to female soldiers as military supplies. And the channel encourages members to send in the names of servicewomen, their ranks, phone numbers, Instagram handles, ages, and photos, both in uniform and in everyday life, to create these degrading images. The moderator of this chat room even claimed that the women's military uniforms gave them a sense of entitlement and urged members to join in by sexually objectifying these women. So basically, these men are saying that women should know their place and not try to act like men by wearing military uniforms. So you get the idea of how little these men think of women around them. Chat room operations work like this. Members can generate up to 2 deepfake nudes for free, but additional photos cost money. 1 diamond, the in-channel currency, costs less than $1. There's a minimum purchase of 10 diamonds with discounts for bulk buys, and the only accepted payment is cryptocurrency, likely for anonymity. Members can also earn free diamonds by inviting others to this channel, so it's clear they're trying to gain as much traction as possible by dragging more women into this and increasing the number of victims. One account shared a disturbing image of a member lifting up their sleeping sister's skirt and touching her inappropriately. And this isn't just some small hidden group either. This user boasted about a humiliation room with around 2,000 people in it, and the categories they had were like cousin room, mom room, acquaintance room, sister room, and girlfriend room. According to the conversation logs from the chat room that have spread through online communities, one user uploaded a video with a comment, "While my sister was sleeping." And others in the chat room responded with comments like, "I'm so jealous, you're brave." And in another chat room, a message was found saying, "After sharing a photo of my mom, I feel like I'm a hero and I'm proud." Not only photos and videos, but also personal information about family members has been shared in these chat rooms. Thankfully, that account was suspended, but the fact that these rooms even exist is just horrifying. With that many people in just one chat room, you can only imagine how many more are sharing this kind of content in countless other similar rooms. The scale of it is extremely disturbing. How many men around us, living like they have to do nothing with these chat rooms, are secretly thinking about you in a sexually disturbing way, taking a few photos just to share them with others and fulfill their twisted fantasies? How can we trust anyone now? So you can see that the scandal wasn't just about the technology. It exposed a dark, deeply troubling side of online behavior in South Korea. And this isn't the first time South Korea has dealt with a large-scale digital sex crime. I'm sure you remember the Nthroom scandal on Telegram. This sexual blackmail ring targeted dozens of women, including minors, forcing more than 1,000 victims to upload explicit and violent videos. And these videos were accessed by over 260,000 users who paid with cryptocurrency or other explicit content. Among them was the doctor's room, led by Cho Ju-bin, where he used fake job offers on Twitter to gather personal information from women and girls, trapping them in exploitative situations. Victims were threatened into repeatedly uploading sexual content taken by themselves, fearing their images would be spread. The police eventually arrested Cho and 124 others. In November 2020, Cho was sentenced to 40 years in prison for his crimes. And disturbingly, he thanked the authorities for putting the brakes on the life of a devil after his conviction. Even with his arrest and Telegram chat rooms under large-scale investigation, nothing has changed. People are now saying that these recent deepfake incidents are like the new nth room. Lately, a list of schools where deepfake incidents have happened is being shared widely on the social media platform X, which used to be Twitter. And there's even a website called the Deepfake Victim School Map that shows the locations of over 500 schools affected. There could be many factors contributing to why digital sex crimes aren't going away in South Korea and are in fact becoming even more advanced. Digital sex crimes, like the recent deepfake scandal in South Korea, happened because of a mix of social, cultural, and technological reasons. South Korea has advanced technology and widespread internet access, which makes it easy for people to do all kinds of digital activities, both good or bad. And unfortunately, like we've discussed earlier, some people misuse deepfake technology to create and share harmful content. One big reason is the availability of platforms like Telegram. It's always Telegram when we hear about digital sex crimes. Recently, Telegram's founder was arrested in France, which has brought even more attention to the platform's role in facilitating these crimes. The issue is that Telegram's lack of strict content moderation might have allowed these illegal activities to happen. They emphasize anonymity by not disclosing their server locations and by not storing all their data in one centralized place, which makes it harder to track users' activities. This anonymity gives people the confidence to engage in illegal activities because they feel like they won't get caught. Because of this, Telegram has unfortunately become a hub for various types of pornographic content. This whole situation has sparked a huge debate about how much responsibility platform owners have and how to balance free speech with legal obligations. And on top of that, social and cultural issues like the objectification of women and the lack of strong consequences only make these crimes more persistent and advanced in South Korea. South Korea is going through some major cultural shifts right now. The country still has a lot of deep-rooted gender inequality from its patriarchal past, but things are definitely starting to change. More women are speaking out and standing up for their rights, much like what we've seen in Western countries. But this progress isn't coming without some pushback. As women become more vocal and challenge the old ways, some men feel threatened and react with frustration and backlash. This tension is creating a toxic environment where crimes like deepfake pornography can thrive. Misogynistic online communities where women are often treated as sexual objects are pushing back hard against this move toward equality. So that's how some men are trying to reassert their dominance by humiliating women in these so-called humiliation rooms. And another big problem is the lack of comprehensive sex education in South Korea. Kids here are getting their own phones at a very young age, which means they're exposed to this kind of content pretty easily. And without proper education on consent, respect, and healthy relationships, it's tough for them to really grasp how serious digital sex crimes are. Over the last 3 years, police found that 60% of the victims in deepfake-related sexual crimes were teenagers, and cases involving minors more than tripled from 2021 to 2023. We're even hearing about sexual crimes happening in elementary school classrooms. It's scary to think about raising a child in a country where you're not sure they'll be safe, even at their schools. So how is the government reacting to this recent Telegram scandal? As the story gained traction in the media, public outrage grew, and the South Korean government and police quickly responded to the public outcry, with the Seoul Metropolitan Police launching a large-scale investigation into the scandal. On August 30th, the Seoul Metropolitan Police said they arrested a man in his 20s who ran a Telegram channel called Acquaintance Humiliation Room. He is accused of making and sharing 279 fake videos, targeting at least 246 victims, using personal information like photos, names, and ages provided by other channel members. So if you're wondering about the legal consequences for sharing deepfake porn in South Korea, it is a bit complicated. The law, in fact, has been getting stricter because of the rise in digital sex crimes. Under the Act on Special Cases Concerning the Punishment of Sexual Crimes, people who create or share non-consensual sexual imagery, including deepfakes, can face up to 5 years in prison, or a fine up to 50 million Korean won, which is around 40,000 US dollars. But there is a catch. The current law has a more lenient standard for deepfake content that targets adults, while the creation of pornographic content targeting children and adolescents is punishable by law. So if the material targets adults and isn't proven to be intended for distribution, the person might avoid punishment. This is in contrast to laws against illegal recordings, where even just possessing such content can lead to punishment. Even when cases go to trial, it's rare for offenders to receive prison sentences. Since the introduction of the law in March 2020, out of 120 cases involving false videos, half ended with suspended sentences or fines. In other countries, the laws are tougher. For example, in the US, a law has passed the Senate allowing for civil damages against those who possess or receive deepfake porn. The UK is working on legislation that would punish the creation of deepfake porn, even if it's not distributed. So now the government is considering stricter penalties, including increasing prison sentences and expanding punishment to include those who create deepfake content, not just those who distribute it. But what's even more disturbing is how the people behind these crimes don't seem to care at all. And now, in these creepy acquaintance humiliation rooms on Telegram, things are getting worse. They've tightened up who can join, now requiring people to share personal photos of acquaintances, and they've even threatened to make deep fakes of anyone who tries to expose them. There's been talk on Telegram about targeting female journalists who are reporting on these deepfake issues. They're even thinking about creating a journalist deepfake room to make fake videos of these reporters. They're just using deepfakes as a weapon. Like, honestly, what is wrong with these people? As we've talked about before, this treatment of women and the rise of digital sex crimes in South Korea show there are much bigger issues at play. It's not just about making tougher laws, though that's important, but also about changing the culture to promote respect and equality. We need to challenge the attitudes that lead to the objectification of women and push for a society where everyone is respected. I really hate hearing about this type of things on the news and just hope this madness stops one day. While we can't paint all Korean men with the same brush, it's clear there's a lot of work to be done to stop this from happening. Feel free to share your thoughts or experiences with deepfakes, and if you know how these crimes are being dealt with in your country, let's keep the conversation going on in the comment section. That is all for today. Thanks for watching.